But that's like this happens. Homeless man with his hands out. I give you some if I had some. Some days I'm not happy with my life, but those are cause that I was dealt with. And I know, and I know, and I know some things ain't in my control. One thing I can't control is I owe it to my soul.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's gonna be a lonely day just because Justin's at work right now and I have a doctor's appointment, and this is the first one that he's ever missing, and it's just because he started a new job and all that, and we'll get to that on another vlog. And he can't be missing right now, so unless it's an emergency, so I'm okay going by myself. But it just feels weird because Justin has been there with me through everything, the pregnancies and all that. I'm trying to adjust my seat right now because your girl's short, so you guys are gonna be going with me. I will keep you guys updated on what they tell me. This is my next OB appointment because now they're gonna see me every 2 weeks. And something that I haven't talked about is my glucose test. I haven't talked about it and I failed, and I will get to that in a second, but I got to go. Okay, so my glucose test, I got a letter in the mail the other day and it says that I failed the test, that the numbers were a bit elevated. Not so much, I guess you have to have it below 130 and mine was at 147. And it was only because, well, I think this is why, but I took the glucose test. Remember, if you guys haven't seen that pregnancy update when I got accepted to my new hospital, I did some blood work, the glucose test, some urine tests. I did a lot of testing that day, just because it was the first time they've seen me there, and I needed the glucose test done already. So when I was at my doctor's office, she was like, okay, you could take the glucose test, but you have to fast, or you could take it. It was like a student doctor at first, and she was the one that told me, like, you have to fast and all that. So it's already in, the order's already in, so you could just come in any morning, like, well, tomorrow morning or whatever. After that day, they saw me. I'm out of breath. And I was like, okay, so I'll just come in the next day, you know? So I'm like, great, I have to fast, I have to come in the morning and all that. But she was like, but you could get the blood testing and the urine test today, so you could go to the lab and get that done today, and then the glucose test the next morning. So I'm like, okay, perfect, I'll do that. But then I go to the lab and they see my order in there, and they're like, oh, so you're doing the glucose test, blood work, and the urine? And I'm like, yeah. Like, yeah, but they told me I have to fast. And they're like, okay, who's going? No? Okay. And she was like, no, you don't have to fast for this one. This one's a 1 hour glucose test. And I'm like, well, they told me I have to fast. She was like, no. She's like, you can do it right now if you have the time. And I'm like, okay. So, I mean, I think they know what they're doing, so I trust her, and I'm like, okay, let me just take it. And it was already like 3 in the afternoon. Like, I already ate. I drank coffee that morning, like sugar and all that, because I didn't expect to take the glucose test that day. So I was like, okay. And she said I didn't have to fast, so I took it. So I get the letter back in saying that my numbers were elevated, and I'm like, okay, well, it has to be because I didn't fast, and they were wrong on that. I needed to fast, just like my doctor told me. So they're gonna bring that up today, saying that I failed the test and I have to take the 2 hour glucose test, which I don't want to take. And I know I failed only because I didn't fast. I had coffee that morning. All that sugar was in my system, so obviously my numbers are gonna be high. I doubt I have gestational diabetes. That's what they test you for. And also, it didn't say anything about anemia, like if I'm anemic or not. So I'm guessing I passed on that because it only mentioned for the sugar, the blood sugar. So I'm good on that. And now it's just that part. So I'm like, great, now I have to just talk to them, you know, and tell them or ask them if I could just take the 1 hour glucose test again, but this time I'll fast. I'll let them know what they told me last time, and they said I could take it. So hopefully they let me do it again just for the 1 hour, but it's just so dumb that I have to do it again and get blood work again. If you guys know me, I don't like needles, you know, so it's like going through all that again. I'm like, it's hard being pregnant, but let's see what they tell me today. And then I don't know if they're gonna check my cervix today. I've been having a lot of pains, a lot of pelvic pains, just so much going on that I'm just so done. I'm huge, you guys. I feel like I'm already 40 weeks, but I'm barely gonna be 35. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she's gonna come early, around like 37 weeks maybe. I'm hoping, you know, as long as she's healthy and all that, I'm good. It's just, I'm almost tired. I'm getting huge. I feel like she's gonna weigh more than Jamie did. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm almost at the hospital. This is my first time going to my doctor's office or going to a hospital by myself, you guys. And I hate hospitals. That's why I hate doctor's appointments and all that shit. But I feel good. I don't feel that much anxiety, you know, so I'm more calm just because I went through it before. So, and I love that clinic over there, so I feel like, okay, you know what, I'm more comfortable. I know I'm in good hands. I'll be Hey guys, so it's the next day. I didn't really update you guys on anything yesterday, and Justin's with me. He didn't go to work today because we don't have anybody to babysit this little one right here. So what happened yesterday was I told him about the glucose test, what I told you guys yesterday, if I could take the 1 hour again, just because of the whole like misunderstanding of fasting or not fasting or whatever, I don't know. But it happens to be that it didn't matter if I fasted or not, so they still need me to take the 3-hour glucose test. So
3 hours, guys.
You want to watch? Okay, hold on. Okay, so I thought it was gonna be the 2-hour one, but I guess, I don't know, they just went straight to 3 hours. I don't know if that's how it is everywhere. I don't know. I have to go do that. I was gonna do it Monday, but then they told me that the lab's closed on Monday because it's Veterans Day, right?
Free food for me?
You're gonna share it with me? So we had to go today only because they needed me to take that 3-hour one a week after the first one, but because I got the letter in the mail so late, they were like, okay, you need to take it now as soon as possible, and then we'll just see you next week, like a week from now. Usually it's every 2 weeks, but because of the test, they need to make sure if I have diabetes or not, because I am farther along in this pregnancy. So I was supposed to find this out weeks ago, but because of the whole change of hospitals and all that, you know, it's a little late. So they booked an appointment for me for Tuesday, so I still couldn't even get the test done on Monday if I wanted to, because they wouldn't have gotten the results by then, and they needed the results by my next visit. So I told Justin, try to call off work. We have nobody to watch Jamie. I need to get this test done. So thankfully his boss is understandable, you know, and she was really nice, saying like, yeah, go for it. But we were trying to like have him go with me for the 3 hours and then go back to work, finish like the rest of the day, but they don't do that. So it's either you call the day off or you come to work. He just took the day off. So now we're on our way to the hospital again to take my test. Hopefully I could just leave after taking the drink and then come back after the 3 hours, because the 3 hours is gonna take so long if I just wait there. And I'm already getting hungry. It's 8:49. I woke up at what, 7ish?
We're fasting together, guys, so I'm not eating anything either, because I don't want her to be alone in this 3-hour thing. Like, I'm over here just eating everything up, and then she's just watching me.
Yeah, I mean, he also felt bad yesterday not going with me to my appointment. So we're doing this together. I mean, I even told him it's okay, go eat, it's fine.
I already feel bad that I'm not going to the next one on Tuesday.
I know, but it's a quick one, and it's just so much. And then I might have to get more blood work done, only because of like the other clinic, they didn't transfer like all my blood work. And if they don't get it by next week, I'm gonna have to get more of that done. So it's just so much happening right now that I just want this pregnancy over with, because the whole transferring like hospitals and all that was just so much. So that's why I decided to take the test today and get it over with today, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. And hopefully I don't have gestational diabetes. So I don't know, I'm a little worried, just because they said even if I did fast, my numbers would have still been elevated for the first test. So it's just weird to me, because with Jamie I passed it, you know. Yeah. I wonder what my numbers were, but
I said it's really low. It's not that high.
No, I told them the number yesterday, and then That's why the doctor was like, I'm not too worried. I doubt you have diabetes, but it's just for us to make sure, just because your numbers were elevated, but it wasn't that bad. So we'll do this. I'm just starving. So I even told them, what's our food date for today after the 3 hours, because I'm gonna be hungry.
You are?
Okay, so we'll see you guys after the test. After I drink it, we'll update you guys on everything. And then
we'll update you guys every hour.
oh shit. Okay, this vlog is like 3 days in one, just because we suck at vlogging. No, it's because a lot went on. So we're gonna update you guys on everything that's been happening. Oh, say hi.
Hi.
Okay, don't mind the way I look. It's been a long day yesterday and didn't feel like getting all glammed up today. So, hey, can you sit down, please?
Talking to the hand? Yeah.
Say it again, go. Say hi, guys.
Hi guys.
Say hey. J fam. No, say hey.
Her.
J
J.
fam.
Fam.
Say subscribe.
Shy.
Okay, that works. Oh, that works. Yeah. Okay, guys.
What up?
Update time.
What's happening?
Okay, so where we left off was on our way to.
Hi guys.
Okay, we gotta talk. Okay. You just said hey guys one time and that's it. Okay. We left off when we were on our way to take my 3-hour glucose test. So once we got there, they had to draw my blood first, which I didn't know. They have to see if I could proceed with the test or not. See if my sugar levels. Oh, you okay? If my sugar levels were already up, and if they were, I can't drink the drink. Everything came back normal, so it took like 30 minutes for them to call me again for me to start the drink. And then from there, they were gonna draw my blood every hour. So the first hour, the second hour, and then the third hour. And I was like, what? I thought it was just drink it, come back after 3 hours. So I was like planning on coming back home to nap it off because you can't eat. I was fasting, so I won't think about food, and then I could go back when it's already time to draw my blood again. But no, they said try to stay around like the area and all that, but I'm like, okay, we're just gonna stay here because I can't walk that fast. It's on the second floor, right? No, first floor. But I can't even walk that fast. I was planning on going to the car to even sleep in the car, but I was like, by the time we get there, we could only stay in the car for like 20-30 minutes and then walk back. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna risk it, because they say if you're a little late, we have to cancel it. So I was like, okay, I don't want that. So I was like, let's just stay here. The first hour, it was bad. It was okay, but it started getting worse towards like the end of it, the end of the first hour. And it was already time to draw my blood for the first hour. So I went in, I drew my blood, but that's when it kicked in and I did not feel good at all. And I just sat there, I'm like, no, I don't feel good. I'm getting nauseous, I feel like throwing it up. I was hungry. It was just, what? It was just too much. So they were like, you're gonna pass out. We could just cancel it now because you probably won't make it. It's barely your first hour, you still need 2 more.
What, baby?
At first I was like, no, I'm just gonna like try my best to keep it in and just like suck it up for the next 2 hours. But then I was still on the chair, like laying back a little bit, and she was like, just stay here for a little bit, stay laying down, and then for it to go away. And then it wasn't going away. I felt like I was gonna pass out. They had to call him, and it just got worse from there. Like I started feeling very weak, I was getting nauseous, like I felt like it was coming up already. And they were like, no, they called a nurse, they checked my blood pressure. My blood pressure was very, very low.
It was in the 40s, guys.
Yeah, and I was like, holy shit. Like, so the nurse was like, no, we're gonna have to take her to the ER because her blood pressure, like they checked it twice, I think, or 3 times, and it was just getting lower and lower. So they had to call the ER, and they like made it such a big deal, you guys. They called it a code blue, which for hospitals, that means like if a person's dying. I didn't know that until later on, which I'll explain. But so many people, I only remember seeing 3, but he said so many people came in.
There was like 30 people in there, guys, like at least. I was holding Jamie the whole time, and the EMTs came, the doctors came, I guess.
A lot of people, nurses.
A lot of nurses.
So they,
like, all of them came.
They checked.
And I was basically just pushed out.
And that made my anxiety just go like insane that I started crying because I was like, oh my god, what's going on? Is something wrong with my baby? My blood pressure is going down. Like, oh my god, is my baby gonna get affected by this? So I started crying because everyone was just rushing and putting me on the bed and rushing me to the ER. I got to the ER. A lot of people were in the room. This room was so tiny, and everyone just rushed in there, putting an IV on me, monitoring like my heart rate, my blood pressure, I mean, and then checking the baby, checking like to see if she's okay with ultrasound. Like, it was a lot happening. And then with the IV, they messed me up with that, so it was so painful. And then those beds right there, I'm not comfortable, especially with this big old belly.
We have a clip. We have clips.
Oh yeah, he recorded a small piece just to show you guys, so I'll insert that right here. But it was just a lot happening, and I was uncomfortable, and they were hurting me with the IV, and I'm just like, that made me more lightheaded and nauseous, that I ended up throwing up all the drink, and I was just not feeling good. I thought I was slowly dying. So yeah, that happened, you guys. So I didn't fail the test, I just didn't finish the test, the glucose test. And I know they're gonna tell me to take it again, so I'm gonna let them know I can't, because it's gonna happen to me the same way it did yesterday, because I have to fast and I have to go in the morning. And we try to go earlier, but we went the earliest we can. But they wanted me to like, oh, come here next time around 7. But I'm like, yeah, I'm still gonna feel the same way. The earlier, the worse I'm gonna feel, because I know how my body is, because I'm not a morning person, you know. I was like, I'm still gonna feel weak, and that's gonna like trigger everything, and it's gonna be the same old thing. So I'm gonna have to like talk with my doctor about that. So that happened, and I still had to go to labor and delivery to check me, and so it was more like hours. But I told them like, no, I'm gonna leave. Like,
they're gonna do the same thing they did in the emergency room.
So I was like, I can't. I need to go eat, and this was already 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it's been like what? Since 10 o'clock the night before.
The night before,
she still hasn't ate.
I didn't eat. I was like, if I stay here longer, I'm gonna feel the same way, and I'm gonna have to stay here or go back to the ER or something. I was like, I can't. I need to go eat. So I had to sign something. I was like, I know my baby's fine. She was active. She was good. So they checked her at the ER. So I was like, you know what? God is protecting her. I'm good. I just need to eat. She needs food. That's all I knew. We just went out of there and we just went to go eat. And I just came home and I rested, because I did feel weak still, tired.
We all took a nap.
Yeah. So yeah, that was our day, you guys. It was
fun.
Pretty chaotic, very crazy on my part. What happened? Okay, but for today, I am feeling a lot better, like if nothing happened. But this is why I'm like in sweats and like a sweatsuit, you could say. Comfortable. A little bit of makeup. My hair's not done. I took a shower last night. I knew the warm water was gonna help me. It was just too much, and I don't want to go through it again. And it's just a lot, because I know the glucose test I took it later in this pregnancy because of the whole changing hospitals, so that made it even worse. But I have an appointment with my OB again on Tuesday, only because she wanted to see my glucose test results. But that I didn't even finish, so I don't know what's gonna happen. So hey. No. What are you doing? Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, it's so stupid how these tests, like, okay, 1 hour is fine for the glucose test, but if they fail, they have to not eat for 3 hours.
No, even before
and
that.
Fast before that.
You have to go in already
Fast before that and not eat for 3 hours, and they're pregnant.
Yeah.
What are you doing right now?
We're vlogging. Okay, so we're gonna end today's vlog. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, even though it's not a good one on my part. But we'll keep you guys updated with this pregnancy, because I am getting closer to my due date. And she could come anytime.
Anytime, baby.
Anytime. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Hold on. Answer my question first in the comments down below. Does pineapples belong on pizza? Yes or no?
No.
You're eating it.
I am, but I don't crave it. It's like a yes and no.
Alright guys, well, that's all we have for you guys today. And drinking.
Well, yours is mine. Well, mine is mine. Subscribe if you haven't already and join the JFAP. And we will see you guys in another.
Some things ain't in my control. One thing I can't control is I owe it to my soul.